the steering column came in today. Super nice stuff. All Woodward fab. Really nice U-joints. These are the steering column mounts. This is the steering column itself. It's really nice because this end right here is collapsible. So the mounts go here and then you can basically adjust your length here, and if you do crash and end up smacking the steering wheel, you won't die. So this is the lower piece, is a OEM Corvette. That's a piece of 3/4 tube that we welded on there. It's gonna be going right through the firewall. Tilton floor mount pedals are just sitting in here, not mounted yet because we wanted to get our steering column all situated. Seat brackets, CNC billet seat brackets for the seat. This is the seat out of my S14 while I wait for Cobra to come up with some more seats for the Corvette. But this is gonna be going basically just like this. And bam, we're in business.
Nice.
So nice. They just make it too easy. Bolt on quick release hub. There she goes. All right, so we got the steering column stuff put together. This is my view. Some pedals. This Woodward stuff is just so nice. And man, a Corvette is so easy. Steering column goes straight through the hole that I was intended for. You put your seat brackets on that you just buy. You get your floor mount pedals and they mount right to the floor. All right, so today we're gonna be working with the fire suppression system. The guys at Safe Crash just sent me one over. And of course they included real sweet Tyler McQuarrie stickers on there.
Hello.
Thanks guys. We're also gonna be finalizing the steering column, making mounts for it, for the front and the back part of it. I'm actually trying to plan out where the fire suppression bottle is gonna go. So I'm gonna get these seat brackets in on the passenger side because I'm worried about where we're gonna be running our water lines, how the seat's all gonna fit. I'm thinking about putting the fire suppression bottle right here, how the lines are gonna come through the firewall. So this is like one of the toughest parts in actually planning out the car, because you don't know exactly how big the parts are, how small the parts are, and where you're gonna put them. So parts are starting to flow in. It's kind of been a slow week. We're still waiting for more parts. That's kind of the nature of the beast when you're building a race car, I guess. So hopefully more things show up and we'll be able to get some more stuff done. Till then, I'm gonna work with what I have and get these parts on the car. So I was thinking about a couple of different places to put the fire suppression bottle, maybe up underneath the dash somewhere, but it's not the lightest thing, seeing as it's filled with fire retardant foam, soapy water stuff. So I figure if I can put the more weight in the back, the better. Seems like I might have some open space here. So that's why I was getting the dash 20 line for the water lines, because I really want the water lines to run up here and go through the firewall to the rear. So maybe it'll fit right here. I guess we'll see. So I'm figuring out how I want to route the pull cable. I like it old school. Safecraft obviously makes a ton of cool, like self-igniting fire suppression systems and push button ones and all that stuff. I just like it mechanical. I like it old school. A cable, it's simple. It doesn't need power or ground or blah, 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 constant power or nothing. So I like it like this. Makes it, you know, maybe a little bit more difficult because you do need to make sure that the angle of the cable and everything is proper and doesn't have kinks and stuff like that. But I have a pretty good routing idea. I want to mount the bottle here, have the pull cable run down along the trans tunnel here, come up, and then over to the A-pillar. Formula Drift rules say that you can either mount a single pull cable as long as it's within 12 inches of the window opening, or if you want it like on your dash or something, then you have to put another one either on the outside of the car or still within a window opening so that an official can pull your cable if you need to. So I usually like to do both of them at once by mounting it on the A-pillar. So this should be able to just have a mount right there. That way it's safe for me to grab and for the officials to grab. And then the cable will just route along the firewall and come down here. So I'm gonna take these clamps off and then mount the bracket into the car. Now would you look at that, look at these Sweet Tyler McQuarrie stickers at those guys at Safecraft. Damn you guys. You're lucky I love you, Tyler. All right, let's mount these up. All right, so I positioned the first mount. I'm gonna go ahead and mount it, check it again, make sure the bottle's gonna fit correctly, hopefully, and then we're gonna rib nut it in. All right, now that the mounts are in the place that they need to be, I'm gonna pull them out and then put in these rib nuts. Makes life a lot easier in the future. That way, I mean, you saw me reaching back and having to screw a nut on the back. It's just super annoying. So we put these in the chassis. So it's like a rivet, but it's a threaded rivet. So when it's in the chassis, all I'm gonna have to do is just bolt the bolts right in. And it's funny because Chevy uses a lot of those on this thing, seeing as it's like either aluminum or fiberglass or whatever, so they have a lot of threaded holes all in the chassis. We just add some more. Got a little rib nut set up. This bites into the rib nut to keep it from spinning. So you put the rib nut on here, put that in the hole, hold the rib nut, and then turn it in. So what it's doing right now is it's pulling the back side of it flat so that it holds in the chassis. Pull this out, and bam, we have a threaded hole, no welding needed, nothing. Keeps it simple, makes it easy, it's quick, best way to build a car. Now that the bottle's all mounted, I'm gonna start figuring out the lines, pull cable routing, because obviously we need nozzles. Formula D rules say we need a nozzle spraying at the fuel cell, at or in the vicinity of the driver in the cockpit, and then one in the engine bay. All right, so next I'm gonna make the mounts for the steering column. We got this all set up. That's with the wheel sitting all the way down. Where I'm comfortable is if it's raised just a little bit. So I'm gonna make 2 tabs to go on either side so that this mount can sandwich itself in. I'm gonna drill 2 pilot holes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drill the 5/16 hole that we need for the steering column mount. All right, holes are drilled. Let's deburr it, trim them up, see how it fits. So I'm pretty happy with the tabs that we made for the steering column. So I took it all apart. Those are the tabs there. We have our firewall bearing. Now, this is what the shaft that connects to the steering rack passes through there. I have it marked on the back where the stock hole is, and this is how much room we're gonna have to drill and rivet and then bond this in. You can see like a lot of the holes, you can't weld them in because it's a fiberglass firewall, so they're bonded in. So we're gonna do the same with some rivets and bond it in. All right, so I'm about to put this firewall bearing into the firewall. As you can see, I put some sealant on it and drilled holes for 1/8" rivets. Since it's fiberglass, we gotta bond it in and rivet it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. By the way, this thing, the best ever. Pneumatic rivet gun, oh my God. Especially when you're doing like big panels with way too many rivets in it. Oh my God, my hands used to get blisters, but thank God for All-Star. So now the steering column center bearing is all done. Look at how nice that stuff all goes together. Looks good from the back, nice and centered. So now I can go ahead and tack this in and then build our second mount right here. All right, no joke, I've been here for like at least 20 minutes, like moving the steering wheel a little bit this way, a little bit that way, up, down, just to get it just right. You know what the funniest thing is? My S14, the steering wheel is like definitely not centered with the seat, and I've never cared about it, but I'm just being a picky little shit right now. All right, I think I got it. Straight. Set. It is what it is. Let's look on our new Miller welder here. gonna go to town. All right, it's tacked in place. Now I'm gonna go ahead and build this secondary mount here up to this. Usually you don't need that for a Woodward column. Usually just a single one off a dash bar is plenty. But since this column is so long and I'm sitting so far back, we wanted to put a secondary support on it right here just to help it from rocking up and down. And then this mount here is gonna go up towards the top, and that's gonna be for my AIM dash mount right off there, because the dash pretty much ends right back here, so it'd be quite a long view. So figuring mounting it right off here is gonna be perfect with me looking through the steering wheel. All right, so I got the second mount mostly fabbed up. It's on the welding bench. You can see this pinches a steering column, so I had to actually like set the right amount of preload in the piece, which is why I made it out of 3 pieces, because if I was just going to try to break it, it'd be very difficult to get the right squish in there. So I'm gonna TIG weld here and here with our Syncrowave 210, and we will be good to go. After I get this welded, I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna use a piece of round tube or box tube here to connect it to the chassis and the firewall, so I'll figure that out. All right, so since I got that clamp welded, I decided with box tube, it's really thin, super light, and small, so it doesn't really even matter, but I just think it's gonna look good. See how this piece fits in here. Just had to re-grind it to fit it. All right, so I'll TIG weld this around the base and MIG that to the car. The steering column will be mounted. Such a little piece takes so long. So I did something stupid. I was planning on welding that part into the car. As you can see here, I cleaned the paint and I was like, huh, here's a magnet. That's steel. That's aluminum. Back to the drawing board. All right guys, that's it for the week. It's late, I gotta go home, I'm tired. Be sure you tune in next week. We're gonna be putting in our mock-up engine, figuring out all the supercharger brackets and power steering pumps and all that stuff that's involved with the engine bay. We're gonna finish up the interior and kind of go from there. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let us know what you like and didn't like. Catch you guys next week.